All right, question number 16 was a simple question where I'm just asking you to convert the graphs. You get a lot of questions like this, and honestly, they are like really scoring. So you should know how to convert graphs. You get questions like this in chemistry, you get in physics as well. And the idea, the concept is the same in both. So were you guys able to solve question number 16? Yeah. So hi, Amalan. Not sure the answer. So, okay, the answer is on the next page. So I'll just show you how we can do such questions. The first thing is you'd want to, first of all, identify at least what the processes are. So like this graph, as you can see, let's go in alphabetic order. AB, this is a constant pressure process. So this is isobaric. Then BC, we know that hyperbola type curve, जहाँ पे in fact लिखा भी है 150 Kelvin. So that's our hint कि that's an isothermal process. Okay, so isobaric, isothermal, BC is isothermal, and this one is definitely constant volume. So isochoric. So maybe one of the first things you can identify is what processes are there. Like some people can directly draw the graph. Those who struggle to draw the graph, you can still attempt these questions by breaking down certain things. So if you can draw directly, go ahead and draw directly. But if you can't, these are some tips. So at least identify the processes. Pehla wala isobaric, BC isothermal, CA isochoric. You know? Now, in fact, of course, you don't need to write all of this, but all of this was given in the question. Like you had a lot of information of A, B, and C. All these values are directly from the graph. Directly from the graph, it was given key A wala point had 1 atmosphere, 1 liter. B wala point had 1 atmosphere, 3 liters. Then B and C ka temperature was 150 Kelvin. C wala point had 1 liter, 3 atmospheres. All right. So you know almost everything. In fact, if you look at the graph, the only thing you don't know is the temperature of A. The only thing you don't know is the temperature of A. So if you really need that, you can figure that out. कैसे? अभी ratio proportion simple है. You do tougher questions. P is directly proportional to T. So PA by TA is PC by TC. PA was 1 atmosphere, TA is unknown, PC is 3 atmosphere, and TC is 150 Kelvin. So you can use the many available equations you could use, and you could figure out the temperature of A. The temperature of A comes out to be 50 Kelvin. Temperature of A comes out to be 50 Kelvin. All right. So now you have everything. अभी तुम चाहिए तो as a robot तुम ये values plot कर लो. Plotting मतलब I give you a set of coordinates. है ना, V, T का ग्राफ बनाने के लिए सबका कोऑर्डिनेट्स है. PA है, BB है, BC TC है. तो प्लॉट कर सकते हो या थोड़ा समझ के भी कर सकते हो. जैसे अब इस ग्राफ में पहला प्रोसेस आइसोबारिक था. तो इन अ VT graph, if you remember, the isobaric process is a straight line passing through the origin. So we expect to see a curve like that. Okay? And if you look at what is happening to V and T as I go from A to B, V 1 liter था, B 3 लीटर हो रहा है. टेम्परेचर 50 से लेकर है ना 150 तक जा रहा है. So both are getting tripled, both are increasing. So A to B is going to be a straight line graph. ठीक है, where B goes from 1 liter, T goes from 50 Kelvin to 3 liter and 150 Kelvin. ठीक है, ये ग्राफ बना दिया. फिर B, C देख लो, C किधर लाई है ना. So C lies at 1 liter and 150 Kelvin. So just plot that. Khatam. You can cross check कि BC is an isothermal graph at 150 curve and CA is an isochoric curve at 1 liter. तो ऐसा VT ग्राफ बन गया. PT ग्राफ भी वैसे ही बना दो, है ना. टेम्परेचर का सेम स्टोरी है. Only difference is as I go from A to B, pressure goes from 1 atmosphere to, stays at 1 atmosphere, and then pressure goes to 3 atmosphere. So pressure stays at 1 and then goes to 3. But in the meanwhile, temperature goes from, that was 50 say 150, correct? So ऐसा ग्राफ दिखेगा, PT ग्राफ. You can cross check कि AB isobaric, BC isothermal, AC PT ग्राफ में isochoric graph will be like a straight line when extended meeting at the origin, वैसा type का ग्राफ होगा, है ना? So I mean what I've just done here is I've really broken it down. Many ways you can do this graph. तुम point by point हर piece of information निकाल के coordinates plot कर सकते हो, या by imagining what the process should look like graph बना सकते हो. Preferably if you can do it, है ना, by imagining how the process should look, that'll be I mean you'll gradually, it'll be good to develop that kind of skill. Any doubt in question number 16? Let me know if you've understood how to work with such work on such questions. सभी चाहिए तो सभी कोऑर्डिनेट्स निकाल दो या प्रोसेस सोचो, प्रोसेस का ग्राफ दिखना कैसे चाहिए, थोड़ा सा इमेजिनेशन से you can draw these graphs. Okay? We are discussing the KTG homework that I had given, and of course post that we'll start thermodynamics. Okay guys, do respond, let me know if you understood that. ये भी वैसे ही एक क्वेश्चन था, VT ग्राफ दिया था, है ना? तो VT ग्राफ से PV और PT ग्राफ बनाना था. So again, best thing is if you can try to understand the processes and उसके through graph बना लो, है ना? That'll be a lot faster. Eventually you'll become a lot faster if you can identify the processes. So AB is of course isothermal. How can we draw graph directly? Okay, so maybe let's try this. I'll show you a rough graph of this before going to the next page. तो जैसे अब यहाँ पे मुझे क्या पता चल रहा है, AB is an isothermal process, right? So isothermal graph, जैसे just for instance, एक loosely अगर मैं तो जैसे डायरेक्टली अगर इसको है ना गेस करना है कैसे बनाना है ग्राफ, हाउ इट शुड लुक, बिकॉज समटाइम्स क्या होता है ऑप्शंस में ग्राफ बना रहता है, 4 ऑप्शन में 4 अलग अलग ग्राफ दिखेगा, एंड कई बार इट्स जस्ट द शेप्स व्हिच लुक डिफरेंट, सो समटाइम्स यू डोंट इवन नीड टू क्रॉस चेक द कोऑर्डिनेट्स. तो हाउ डू आई नो द वे दिस ग्राफ इज गोना लुक? सो आई एम गोना अटेम्प्ट द पीवी ग्राफ. पहले क्या है AB क्या है? आइसोथर्मल एट 100 केल्विन. सो आई नो कि दिस इज एन आइसोथर्म, है ना? सो AB वाला प्रोसेस इन आइसोथर्म. ये इस A से B जाते वक्त वॉल्यूम बढ़ रहा है, तो B शुड बी एट द बिगर वॉल्यूम. तो ऐसा बना लिया, एक आइसोथर्म बनाया, ठीक है? फिर B से C, व्हाट इज दिस? B से C, दिस लुक्स लाइक एन आइसोबारिक ग्राफ, राइट? एंड वो बता भी दिया है 2 एटमॉस्फेयर पे आइसोबारिक है. तो B to C इट शुड बी एन आइसोबारिक ग्राफ, मतलब प्रेशर शुड बी कांस्टेंट. अब मैं लेफ्ट की तरफ जाऊं या राइट की तरफ जाऊं, वो थोड़ा सोचना पड़ेगा. तो लुक एट वॉल्यूम, वॉल्यूम B से C बढ़ रहा है ना? तो अपना भी वॉल्यूम बढ़ना चाहिए, तो प्रेशर वही रख के वॉल्यूम बढ़ा दो, तो राइट की तरफ जाना है, ठीक है? फिर अगला बात क्या है? CD इज एन आइसोकोरिक ग्राफ. तो आइसोकोरिक मतलब वर्टिकली मूव करना है, ऊपर या नीचे थोड़ा सोचो, है ना? साइकिल के लिए तो ऑफकोर्स ऊपर जाओगे, फिर भी थोड़ा क्रॉस चेक कर लो. जैसे टेम्परेचर बढ़ रहा है तो टेम्परेचर बढ़ते वक्त प्रेशर बढ़ेगा. इन एन आइसोकोरिक प्रोसेस P is proportional to P in Boyle's law or whatever. टेम्परेचर बढ़ाने पे प्रेशर बढ़ेगा, तो टेम्परेचर इन Gay-Lussac's law whatever. तो टेम्परेचर बढ़ा दो और प्रेशर भी बढ़ा, मतलब प्रेशर बढ़ा दो, तो वॉल्यूम वैसे ही रख के प्रेशर बढ़ा दिया. तो ऐसा कुछ ग्राफ है. Now I don't know where it's going to stop, but let's think how the last process is going to look like. Yeah, thanks for confirming. Gay-Lussac's law, V constant, P proportional to Gay-Lussac's law. ठीक है. And last one is AD. This is again isobaric. So isobaric means this graph should be horizontal. So obviously if that graph needs to be horizontal and I need to close the cycle, ऐसा graph होना चाहिए. खत्म. That's it. We have drawn the graph. है ना? And often in the options you are just going to have different looking shapes. कुछ shape ऐसा दिखेगा. So sometimes you don't even need to sit and calculate these coordinates and see whether it's right or wrong. Sometimes you can directly draw the graph. Okay? So of course the solutions on the next page, but why to close the cycle? Because Baba, this is a cyclic process. These depend on the state, right? So if I am coming back to A in this graph, I have to come back to A in this graph as well. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है कि है ना पहले A पे मतलब वॉल्यूम और T सेम है और प्रेशर दो अलग वैल्यूज है. Therefore the graph has to close. Alright, the graph has to close. यहाँ पे close graph है तो यहाँ पे भी close graph होगा. So this is just the glimpse. PT graph अगर बनाना है directly, can we work that PT directly? Solution तो of course next page पे है, but PT graph थोड़ा सोच के AB is an isotherm जिसमें देखो वॉल्यूम बढ़ रहा है तो टेम्परेचर वही रह के वॉल्यूम बढ़ाओगे तो प्रेशर कम कराना पड़ेगा. तो आइसोथर्मल ग्राफ तो वर्टिकल होता है. ओके एंड जब A से B वॉल्यूम बढ़ रहा है तो A से B प्रेशर कम होगा. Just addressing one of your doubts, one of you saying ki how do I know BA is isobaric? Baba, see, look at what this is trying to say. It's not a bunch of random dots, but it's basically trying to say ki this is a straight line when extended reaching the origin. So that is how an isobaric graph is. है ना, VT में isobar मतलब pressure constant will involve V being directly proportional to absolute temperature. So you are going to have graphs of the form of y is equal to kx. The straight line heading towards the origin. वैसा graph रहेगा. Therefore, BC and DA both are isotherms, isobars. Okay? BC isobar तो ऐसा और वॉल्यूम बढ़ रहा है. वॉल्यूम बढ़ रहा है मतलब टेम्परेचर बढ़ा दो, है ना, दोनों साइमल्टेनियसली होता है. तो राइट की तरफ मूव कर लो, टेम्परेचर बढ़ा दो. फिर उसके बाद CD इज आइसोकोरिक. अब आइसोकोरिक कैसे ड्रॉ करें? तो है ना, इट हैज टू बी अ स्ट्रेट लाइन. सो ओरिजिन से जो लाइन आ रहा है ना उसको ऐसा एक्सटेंड कर लो. ओके, तो ओरिजिन वाला लाइन को ऐसा एक्सटेंड कर लो. तो ऐसा एक आइसोकोरिक ग्राफ दिखेगा PT में. एंड DA is isobaric. So DA being isobaric, I know this has to be horizontal. तो D को यहाँ पे होना पड़ेगा. Understood? Got it? थोड़ा ऐसा ये practice करोगे. The booklet has many examples. You can, I mean, you can actually draw these graphs directly as well with a little practice. Okay? Understood that? PT ग्राफ फिर से एक और बार. तो AB वापस, AB is an isothermal process. Isothermal process. B तक जाते वक्त वॉल्यूम बढ़ गया. सोचो B बढ़ा रहे हो तो P कम हो जाएगा, है ना, बॉयल्स लॉ आई थिंक दिस टाइम. तो P कम कर दो तो ये हो गया A से B. फिर BC is an isobar. और वो आइडेंटिफाई कर लो. चाहिए तो ये क्वेश्चन के ऊपर ही तुम ऐसा लिख लो. ओके, आइसोथर्मल, आइसोबारिक, आइसोकोरिक, आइसोबारिक, वो लिख के रख लो. ठीक है. तो BC इज एन आइसोबार मतलब प्रेशर इज कांस्टेंट. और मैंने सोचा कि वॉल्यूम बढ़ाओगे, B से C वॉल्यूम बढ़ रहा है तो टेम्परेचर साथ साथ बढ़ेगा. V and T आर प्रोपोर्शनल. तो B से C में राइट की तरफ गया. फिर C से D, दिस इज एन आइसोकोरिक प्रोसेस. तो PT ग्राफ में आइसोकोरिक, P is proportional to T, y is equal to kx, straight line ग्राफ आएगा, है ना, which when extended looks as if it's going towards the origin. ठीक है. तो थोड़ा इसमें गंदा दिख रहा है, but on extending it will reach the origin. वैसा ग्राफ दिखेगा. CD का एक straight line ग्राफ, y equal to kx. और फिर फाइनल DA is an isobar, मतलब फिर से isobar, constant pressure, horizontal, constant y, horizontal ग्राफ. तो ऐसा एक closed cycle बन गया. ठीक है, ट्रेपेजियम जैसा शेप. Understood? Directly बना दिया. What I've done on the next page is then not necessary if you can draw directly. Next page I just broke it down. I listed, I mean, this is for people who are not able to do directly, you know, and you still want to attempt the question, then you can list, I mean, make a mental note of what is given, see what all you need to find. Okay, जैसे PA PD unknown था, PC unknown था, तो बस थोड़ा बॉयल्स लॉ या है ना, Gay-Lussac's law वगैरह लगा के you can figure out pressure and temperature. And then once you figure out pressure and temperature, this is just to show you what I've done. यहाँ पे मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि है ना, यहाँ पे इसका प्रेशर नहीं पता, ये देख लो, बहुत बहुत आसान है निकालना, मतलब वो भी ऐसा लिखने का जरूरत नहीं है। यहाँ पे प्रेशर नहीं पता, टेम्परेचर फिक्स्ड है, बट तुम्हें दिख रहा है कि बी से ए वॉल्यूम आधा हो रहा है, तो नेचुरली अगर वॉल्यूम आधा हो रहा है प्रेशर डबल हो जाएगा, खत्म, है ना, वॉल्यूम आधा हो रहा है तो प्रेशर डबल हो जाएगा, तो यहाँ का प्रेशर 480 है। ये सभी ओरली कर सकते हो, ठीक है। तो पूरा एडी जो आइसोबार है उसका प्रेशर 480 है। किसका टेम्परेचर नहीं पता था, ये सी का टेम्परेचर नहीं पता, वो कैसे निकालोगे, अगेन प्रोपोर्शनैलिटी, ठीक है। यस गौरव, आई डिड दैट, आई डिड वेरी सिमिलर अप्रोच। और फिर अच्छा, हाउ 2 ATM वाज गिवन इन द क्वेश्चन, 2 ATM वाज अ गिवन, ये दिया था, यू कांट कैलकुलेट इट, है ना, यू नीड प्रेशर ऑफ समथिंग एटलीस्ट, तो BC के लिए 2 ATM दिया था, 4 ATM हमने कैलकुलेट किया। आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड दैट, वॉल्यूम आधा किया तो प्रेशर डबल हो गया, क्लियर। एंड C का टेम्परेचर कैसे निकालोगे, सो इफ यू थिंक अबाउट इट, BC वाला प्रोसेस इज एन आइसोबार, B से C जाते हुए आइसोबार में वॉल्यूम एंड टेम्परेचर आर प्रोपोर्शनल, if P is constant, B and T are proportional. So if I am increasing volume, if I am doubling volume, my temperature also doubles. Got it? तो वॉल्यूम को डबल किया तो टेम्परेचर भी डबल हो गया, तो ये है अपना 200 केल्विन। तो all this can actually be done directly. You don't need, you don't need to sit and write long steps. All this can be done directly. Just written the working over here for your reference, but that's the conclusion. Temperature at C is 200 and the pressure in the second isobar P, A and D का pressure is 480. उससे तुम प्लॉट कर करके भी ग्राफ बना सकते हो, ठीक है। यस पृथ्वी, यस, तो इसमें तुम प्लॉट, वो हम थर्मोडायनेमिक्स में डिस्कस करेंगे। वन ऑफ इज आस्किंग इसमें एरिया अंडर द ग्राफ का भी सवाल आता है क्या, या वी टॉक अबाउट दैट इन थर्मोडायनेमिक्स। But yeah, back to this. So this graph can be plotted. I mean, you can plot the coordinates and make this graph as well. But I think it's a lot easier if you practice just to directly convert. You'll save significant amount of time. Coordinates कभी सवाल में सेम ग्राफ है बट अलग अलग कोऑर्डिनेट्स हैं, यहाँ पे 2 लीटर की जगह दूसरे ऑप्शन में 3 लीटर है, तो you need to be able to figure out the coordinates. But sorted, understood the idea of how to approach graph questions. Yeah. My advice is it's a good skill to try to practice a direct conversion, है ना, given to find ऐसा लिखने के जगह सब फिर सब वैल्यूज निकाल के प्लॉट करने के जगह slightly better to imagine what's going on and develop the skill. Yes Gaurav, yes, okay. Direct conversion is always a good thing. Alright, everyone clear with that? फिर ये क्वेश्चन क्या है, pressure, radius and mass of an ideal gas in a spherical balloon is reduced to half. By what factor do the following change? Were you guys able to do this? You know, it's just about knowing the formula, VRMS, internal energy, and average Ke of a molecule. By what factor do these change when pressure, radius, and mass of an ideal gas is reduced to half? So the idea is, whatever first, जैसे क्या है, पहले VRMS कैसे चेंज होगा वो सवाल था, तो जस्ट ट्राई टू फर्स्ट राइट द फॉर्मूला, जो भी फॉर्मूला पता है, अच्छा VRMS का ये फॉर्मूला पता है, फिर उसी फॉर्मूला को तुम इन टर्म्स ऑफ व्हाट इज गिवन लिख लो। तो एक्चुअली क्या दिया था, प्रेशर, रेडियस एंड मास, मास ऑफ द गैस, नॉट मॉलिक्यूलर मास, नॉट मोलार मास, बट टोटल मास, है ना, मास ऑफ दैट गैस। तो हाउ डू आई वर्क दिस आउट, टेम्परेचर नहीं दिया था, So how do I remove temperature? So I know कि PV is nRT. Alright, तो RT को मैंने PV by N लिख लिया. Simple. And उसके बाद वॉल्यूम को रेडियस के टर्म्स में लिख सकते हो 4/3 pi r cube. जैसे ही वो किया खत्म. प्रेशर है इसमें, रेडियस है, और ये जो नंबर ऑफ मोल्स इनटू मोलार मास है दैट इज टोटल मास. सो टोटल मास है इधर. दैट्स इट. So I have written now VRMS in terms of P, R and total mass, and note ki everything else is a constant. And so now what is this? How does the proportionality work? Ignore all the constants. VRMS seems to be proportional to P raised to half, R raised to 3 ka root, so R raised to 3/2, and total mass in the denominator ka root, matlab M total raised to half in the denominator. This is what it is proportional to. अब VRMS कितना टाइम चेंज हो जाएगा, है ना? तो just put in what these values change by. So what does pressure change by? Pressure becomes half, right? R becomes half, right? And total mass also becomes half. तो ये सब हाफ होने के कारण VRMS कैसा होता है? तो हाफ रेज टू हाफ, हाफ रेज टू 3/2 अपॉन हाफ रेज टू हाफ, इतना टाइम्स VRMS चेंज होता है. That's a quick, easy way of solving. So half raised to half ऊपर नीचे कटेगा, and your answer will be half raised to 3/2. A simple question on ratio proportion. Okay, 1/2 root 2 times. Any doubt in the first one? Will be doubt है तो interrupt. Okay? Otherwise, I'm just assuming you guys are understanding. This was a relatively easier one. Internal energy, बस again figure out the formula. क्या है internal energy? अरे NCVRT है ना, या NF/2, sorry NCVT या NF/2 RT है ना. तो NF/2 RT मतलब इंटरनल एनर्जी. इसमें NRT को हटा के, रिमेंबर टेम्परेचर दिया नहीं है, जो नहीं दिया उसको ट्राई टू चेंज. प्रेशर एंड रेडियस दिया है, तो NRT को PV के फॉर्म में लिख लिया. PV, अब इसमें what is this proportional to? F is not going to change. F is dependent on the gas. That's not going to change with temperature, with radius. P and V is dependent on R cube. So the proportionality is कि internal energy is proportional to P times R cube. बस if you know it's proportional to P times R cube, P half हो रहा है, R भी half हो रहा है, तो half into half cube इतने factor से U change हो जाए. 1/16 times. Simple. Okay, and the last one again, you just last one, the average kinetic energy of a molecule. Now you just need to know what on earth that is. Remember, average kinetic energy of a molecule, the law says कि एक molecule का energy है half kT, but that is per degree of freedom. So average KE of a molecule is total number of degrees of freedom into half kT. अब इसमें अगेन T नहीं चाहिए, तो कैसे हटाओगे T को? T को लिख लो PV/NR. T को लिख लो PV/NR. ठीक है? And then again just focus on, forget the constants. The constants is not a problem. तो FK/2R साइड में लिया, ये PV/N को थोड़ा सिंप्लीफाई कर लो, तो PV again full, the bigger picture should always be there. P is given in the question, V can be written in terms of radius, which is given in the question. Number of moles should be written as total mass by molar mass, which is again total mass is given in the question. Molar mass is a constant, F, K, R, these are all constants. 2 is a constant, 4/3 pi is a constant. Proportionality wise क्या दिख रहा है? P दिख रहा है, R cube दिख रहा है, M total दिख रहा है. सभी को आधा 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 अपने जगह करोगे तो replace them by half in their own place. तो half cube and half, मतलब half कटेगा, 1/2 cube 1/8 हो जाएगा average KE of a molecule. Alright? कभी कभी ऐसा ratio proportion questions भी आता है. Don't take them lightly because they can really test whether you know properly what that term means or not, and whether you can make certain simple conversions. PV को NRT, volume को 4/3 pi r cube, number of moles in terms of total mass. Yeah? So basic ideas can be combined in these ratio proportion type questions. All right. I don't sense any problem here. So of course, before we discuss the remaining questions, I'll just go over this page. Okay, one of you is saying, sir, but K total kinetic energy was NFRT by 2. So please understand one thing. Okay, that is the total kinetic energy of the entire gas. तो तुम जब ये बोल रहे हो NFRT by 2, मतलब I can also say this is I can also say कि तुम जो R बोल रहे हो ना, मैं R को ऐसा भी लिख सकते हो, ऐसा भी लिख सकते हो. ओके, तो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, एवरेज के ऑफ अ मॉलिक्यूल इतना है. कैसे? हर मॉलिक्यूल हैज kT by 2 amount of energy per degree of freedom. So for the total number of degrees of freedom, it will have kft by 2. That is for a molecule. मॉलिक्यूल से मोल में जाने के लिए हम Na डालेंगे, तो Na into K R बनेगा, और एक मोल से पूरा गैस तक जाने के लिए हम नंबर ऑफ मोल्स मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे. That's when you get NRFT by 2. Understood? So the formula you're mentioning is general formula for total kinetic energy. What is the question talking about? You have to be a little careful. He's not talking about total kinetic energy. He's talking about the average kinetic energy of just the molecule. है ना? तो हमें टोटल को टोटल नंबर ऑफ मॉलिक्यूल से डिवाइड करना पड़ेगा. मतलब n नंबर ऑफ मोल्स गायब करना पड़ेगा और एवोगाड्रो नंबर भी गायब करना. KFT by 2. Right? So these ratio proportion questions are simple, but just be very clear. Best thing is to practice that what we did on this page. हाँ, ये पेज में जो लिखा है ना, ये तुम रिवाइज करो, खुद से प्रैक्टिस करो. तुम्हें बस इतना थियोरी से बाकी लिखना आना चाहिए. उतना ही थियोरी से यहाँ पे सब नीचे जो है ना वो लिखना आना चाहिए. So just practice that, and then you will have a very crystal clear understanding of all these terms: kinetic energy of a molecule, translational energy of a molecule, etc. Okay. All right. So this is just a bunch of tips, है ना? Like आगे कुछ questions अगर करोगे, some of these tips are also valid for, are going to be valid for thermodynamics वाले questions. But this is the overall idea. So what are the equations available when you do some piston based questions? The first and foremost, ideal gas law available होता है. दूसरी बात, ऐसा हो सकता है कि वो चेम्बर, जो भी तुम चेम्बर ऑब्जर्व करोगे, वो चेम्बर क्लोज्ड है. तो जब चेम्बर क्लोज होता है, यू कैन कंजर्व द नंबर ऑफ मोल्स. क्वाइट ऑब्वियसली यू कैन कंजर्व टोटल मास या यू कैन कंजर्व टोटल नंबर ऑफ मोल्स, एक ही बात है. ऑलराइट, फिर ये भी बोल सकते हैं कि फोर्स ऑन द पिस्टन फाइनली इज 0, बिकॉज फाइनली पिस्टन कहीं पे तो जाके रुकेगा. तो एकदम सिंपल न्यूटन्स लॉ बोलता है कि अरे रुक गया, अब हिल नहीं रहा है, मतलब एक्सेलरेशन 0 है, तो उस पे फोर्स भी 0 होना चाहिए. ठीक है, तो दोनों तरफ तुम फोर्स बैलेंस कर सकते हो पिस्टन का. इसमें मैंने एक एडिशनल पॉइंट ये बता दिया कि अगर पिस्टन स्टार्टिंग में भी इक्विलिब्रियम में था और कुछ टाइम बाद भी इक्विलिब्रियम में है, तो फिर the force on both sides should change by the same amount. This is just note key in all these questions, piston will be massless. You will always have a massless, most cases you will have a massless piston. But nonetheless, अगर piston रुका हुआ है तो mass हो नहीं हो, piston रुका हुआ है तो force उस पे 0 होना चाहिए. Okay, so what I'm saying over here is just Newton's second law. So these are pointers, but these are based on facts, you know. Newton second law. Piston रुका हुआ है तो ना उस पे force 0 होना चाहिए. फिर यहाँ पे क्या है, if the piston was in equilibrium initially, then the force on both sides should change by the same amount. इसका क्या लॉजिक है? जैसे सिंपल सी बात है, पहले अगर 3 न्यूटन का फोर्स था, पहले इक्विलिब्रियम में था, और तुम्हें पता है कि बाद में भी इक्विलिब्रियम में है, तो अगर तुम्हें पता है ये साइड फोर्स 4 न्यूटन से बढ़ गया, तो वो साइड भी फोर्स 4 न्यूटन से बढ़ना चाहिए. So the increase in force, if you're going from equilibrium to equilibrium, यहाँ पे जितने से भी फोर्स बढ़ा दिया, वहां पे उतने से ही फोर्स बढ़ाना चाहिए. एक तरफ 4 से बढ़ाया, दूसरी तरफ भी 4 से बढ़ना चाहिए. If initially and finally both the piston is in equilibrium. पहले बैलेंस था, बाद में भी बैलेंस्ड है, तो दोनों तरफ तुम्हें सेम अमाउंट ऑफ फोर्स से बढ़ाना चाहिए. Again, very logical statements. I'm just pointing out the obvious. ऐसा फिर कभी ये भी हो सकता है यूजफुल इक्वेशन, अगर पिस्टन लाइट है ना, तो वर्क डन ऑन द पिस्टन शुड ऑलवेज बी जीरो, बिकॉज वर्क डन ऑन एनी लाइट बॉडी हैज टू बी जीरो, क्योंकि तुम लाइट बॉडी का एनर्जी बढ़ा नहीं सकते हो, उसका काइनेटिक एनर्जी जीरो का जीरो ही रहेगा, राइट. सो वर्क डन ऑन एनी लाइट बॉडी हैज टू बी जीरो. But this process, of course, when will this be useful? If you can see someone undergoing standard process, isobaric, isothermal, adiabatic, हम thermodynamics में देखेंगे कि तुमने देखा भी होगा कि ऐसे process में work का formula आता है, which you may have already memorized as well. We'll also see it. But है ना, if it's a standard process and you know how to write the work done for that process, then equation 4 could be a useful equation. Could be a useful equation. Okay. If the process is adiabatic, ये भी हम thermodynamics में देखेंगे, but you know already कि adiabatic process follows this kind of equation from chemistry. You may know, तो PV raised to gamma is constant use करो अगर तुम्हें दिख रहा है कि process adiabatic है. Last point क्या है? If the container is rigid and adiabatic, इसमें भी थोड़ा thermodynamics सोचना पड़ेगा. Rigid मतलब अच्छा, in physics all processes will be reversible, so you don't need to panic. कुछ भी irreversible process नहीं आएगा physics में. Physics में all processes happen slowly and reversibly, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay. If the container is rigid and adiabatic, so if it's rigid and adiabatic, then सोचो rigid मतलब work done zero होता है, isochoric work done zero होता है, and adiabatic मतलब heat नहीं मिल रहा है, तो अगर वर्क जीरो है, हीट जीरो है, तो इंटरनल एनर्जी चेंज नहीं होगा, है ना. अगर कंटेनर रिजिड है, एडियाबैटिक है, मतलब वर्क जीरो है और हीट भी जीरो है, तो डेल्टा यू भी जीरो है, मतलब इनिशियल इंटरनल एनर्जी इज फाइनल इंटरनल एनर्जी. So these are just a bunch of suggestions, okay, that you can remember. How is work zero? Work done, for you to do work, there should be some displacement, no? So for the gas to do work on the surroundings, the gas needs to expand, the walls need to move. If the volume never changes, you can never do work. So अगर container rigid है, ठीक है, there's no piston. If the container is rigid and not, the volume does not change, then work done is zero, right? You might have learnt in chemistry कि isochoric process का work done zero होता है. हाँ, fourth वाला वापस समझा रहा हूँ. ये fourth वाला again suggestion क्या है कि अगर piston light है, तो piston light है तो उस पे total work done हमेशा zero होना चाहिए, है ना, because its energy cannot increase. इसका kinetic energy लगभग zero होगा. It's very light, so work done on it has to always be zero. Okay, and this is, ये यूजफुल कब होगा? ये तभी ही यूजफुल होगा, यस पृथ्वी, यस, और ये तभी ही यूजफुल होगा जब the process is standard, because तुम्हें वर्क डन किसके लिए लिखना आता है? when the process is a familiar process. अच्छे से दिख रहा है isobaric, isothermal, स्टैंडर्ड प्रोसेस है. तो अभी ये सब एक क्वेश्चन में यूज नहीं होगा, है ना. these are just a bunch of suggestions, so we'll see how these suggestions will be useful as we do certain questions. Okay, so first question was this one. What is going to be used over here? Think, मैंने क्या किया है इसमें, दोनों तरफ एक दो चेंबर है, each chamber contained initially had the same pressure, right? Of course pressure can't be different. एक जगह higher pressure है तो है ना, gas will flow to the other side, तो pressure तो दोनों तरफ सेम होना चाहिए था. Containers are the same volume, containers are at the same temperature. फिर हमने क्या किया, हमने इसको हीट किया. हीट करने के कारण यहाँ पे टेम्परेचर 2T0 हो गया. My question is now find the final pressure, and I'm telling you कि it's common, and you should understand also कि the final pressure on both sides has to be the same, right? So yes, what is the idea in this? If you think थोड़ा सोच के देखोगे तो you will realize कि अरे ये तो एडियाबैटिक तो नहीं है, वो रूल आउट हो गया क्योंकि हीट मिल रहा है ना. बट यस, इसमें pressure is, I mean, the vessel is a closed vessel. It's isoporic. The vessel is closed. It's enclosed. Because it's enclosed, your number of moles cannot change. So that's it. उससे एक काम हो जाएगा क्या? I think हो जाएगा completely. Just conserve the number of moles. तो finally क्या है, क्या हो सकता है, लिखो. तो है ना, जैसे it may look like you don't have enough information, but start putting things down. अच्छा, इतना पता है कि इसका टेम्परेचर 2 T नॉट, इसका T नॉट है. वॉल्यूम तो ऑब्वियसली चेंज नहीं हो रहा है. So the only thing that is going to change is pressure. Now pressure is no longer P naught, so I'm going to give it a new name. I'm giving it the name P dash. And I'm also told, and I should also know that pressure will finally be constant. Okay, the pressure will finally be constant. One of you is saying, can we say finally the containers in equilibrium? So container to of course, container to ऊपर नीचे हिल नहीं रहा है. तो है ना, I don't know what you can do with the container being in equilibrium. ये गैस का तो अंदर, अगर यहाँ पे पिस्टन होता then we would have said piston is in equilibrium. ठीक है? But in general we can take some air molecules over here and say they are in equilibrium, and वहां से prove कर सकते हैं कि दोनों तरफ pressure same है. Now why are we saying the pressure is the same? Because finally in steady state molecules should not be flowing left to right, right to left. वो मतलब in the steady state things should settle down. There shouldn't be a continuous flow of molecules. So if there is on an average no continuous flow of molecules, we can prove कि दोनों तरफ pressure same होगा when the process ends, which is quite logical as well. So that common pressure is P dash, and now just conserve moles. Moles है क्या? PV upon RT होता है number of moles. तो पहले कितने moles था? P naught V naught by R T naught in the first vessel, P naught V naught by R T naught in the second chamber. और अब कितना है? P dash V naught by R 2 T naught and P dash V naught by R T naught. तो इनिशियल नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऐड किया, फाइनल नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऐड किया, इसको बस सॉल्व किया. ठीक है, यू कैन चेक द वर्किंग. V नॉट काट दिया, T नॉट काट दिया, R काट दिया, लेफ्ट हैंड साइड 2 P नॉट हो गया, राइट हैंड साइड P डैश प्लस P डैश बाय 2 3 P डैश बाय 2 हो गया. यहाँ से आ जाएगा कि P डैश is 4 P नॉट बाय 3. All right. So one of you, I think, let me just see. One of you said 3 P naught by 2. तो कर क्या रहे हो तुम? ऐसे ही कुछ एवरेज ले रहे हो. तो ये ऐसा, that's guess work. एवरेज मत ले लो. Don't guess. ठीक है? As you can see, the solutions are never that long. So always just try to work things out. Your guess may not always be right, but if you थोड़ा logically think what this is a closed chamber, moles are conserved, थोड़ा effort लगाओ, write 1 or 2 equations, try to fill up some of the gaps, and you will reach the answer. Okay? So try, don't guess, but थोड़ा एक दो equation लिख लो, सही वाले equations लिख लो, है ना? Most of the things will come from those 7 suggestions that I'm making, and हर question में एक या दो ही use होगा, majority will get eliminated. Got the idea? Simple. Moles conserve हो रहा है. I'll show the question as well. Yeah. So be mindful of this. When there's a closed vessel and there's just some kind of mixing going on, you can always conserve the number of moles. It doesn't matter कि the vessel's volume is not changing. Volume भी change हो सकता है. Volume change हो सकता है, but अगर vessel closed है, if there is no leakage, moles has to be conserved. Okay, so that's all we use. I think that and ideal, showing this page, we just used 0.1 and 0.2. Ideal gas equation to use किया ही, और फिर ना n conserve था वो भी use. Okay, whoever seeing this, let me know when you're done. Okay, I've uploaded all of this. So you want to copy it, you can copy it from the drive. Done. All right. चलो ये थोड़ा अब ये क्वेश्चन इसको थोड़ा एनालाइज करते हैं. इसमें क्या दिया है ना, इनिशियली सिस्टम इज इन इक्विलिब्रियम, फिर बोला है कि सिस्टम को हीट किया हमने 2T0 तक, 2T0 तक हीट किया. तो फाइंड द डिस्टेंस मूव्ड बाय द पिस्टन. ऑलराइट, फाइंड द डिस्टेंस मूव्ड बाय द पिस्टन. सो वी नीड टू थिंक ऑफ सर्टेन थिंग्स. फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट, अगर इनिशियली इक्विलिब्रियम में था और ये पिस्टन लाइट है, तो बाहर का प्रेशर कितना होना चाहिए? लाइट है, इक्विलिब्रियम में होना चाहिए, मतलब दोनों तरफ फोर्स सेम लगना चाहिए. तो बाहर का प्रेशर इज आल्सो P0. जो अंदर का प्रेशर है वही बाहर का प्रेशर. ओके, सो बी अवेयर ऑफ दैट. बाहर का प्रेशर इज P0. ऑलराइट. ओके, what does this system look like? It looks like again a closed system. So moles will definitely be conserved. That's one thing. Ideal gas equation लगा सकते हैं. इसको heat दिया जा रहा है. We don't know how much, but कुछ तो heat दिया जा रहा है जिसके कारण temperature बढ़ रहा है. All right. They want us to find the distance moved by the piston. We are given area. All right. So what can we do? है ना, first and foremost we'll acknowledge कि यार बार का pressure तो P0 है क्योंकि initially equilibrium में था. Okay, and yes, what you guys are writing is also correct. I'm just saying कि finally भी scene कैसा दिख रहा है, मैंने बस एक बार draw किया. तो final temperature 2T0 है, final pressure P0 है. क्यों? Because बाहर का pressure P0 है तो अंदर का भी final pressure P0 ही होना चाहिए. So actually, since this process is going to happen slowly, this is an isobaric process, है ना, because everything happens slowly in physics. So यहाँ पे बाहर का भी pressure P0 है, अंदर का भी pressure P0 ही होगा, because that this guy has to be in equilibrium, है ना. So we can say this is an isobaric process. या बस start और end के बीच में भी check कर सकते हो. तो pressure P0 है, 2T0 है. The only thing I don't know is volume. Volume has changed. Volume is no longer V0. So let's call the volume V dash. Simple. या तो N conserve कर लो या ideal gas equation लिख लो. तो मैं N conserve कर रहा हूँ. तो मैं initial number of moles को लिख रहा हूँ P0 V0 by R T0. Final number of moles को लिख रहा हूँ P0 V dash by R 2T0. You can cancel R, you can cancel P0. Some of you know directly cancel them. You said it was a isobaric equation, so you just wrote that. That also works. Directly D upon T दोनों तरफ balance किया वो भी चलेगा, है ना. Isobaric equation था इसलिए. तो pressure कट गया, R कट गया, फिर T0 कट गया. One of you is asking, can I explain how N is conserved? Sure. Look at this vessel. अब वेसल का साइज बढ़ रहा है, बट गैस लीक थोड़ी हो रहा है. गैस लीक नहीं हो रहा है. बिकॉज गैस लीक नहीं हो रहा है, वेसल के अंदर नंबर ऑफ मोल्स हैज टू बी कांस्टेंट. ओके, या. सो व्हेनेवर इट्स अ enclosed vessel, हाँ, x मैंने क्या किया, x is, we are assuming x is the shift in the piston. Piston has shifted by x. All right, I'm assuming the piston has shifted by x. So I need to find x. तो पहले हमने ये n कंजर्व करके फाइनल वॉल्यूम निकाल दिया, और फाइनल वॉल्यूम सीम्स टू बी 2V0. तो फाइनल वॉल्यूम सीम्स टू बी 2V0. अगर इनिशियली V0 था और फाइनली 2V0 है, मतलब वॉल्यूम कितने से बढ़ा? V0 से 2V0 गया, मतलब वॉल्यूम V0 से बढ़ गया. अगर वॉल्यूम V0 से बढ़ रहा है, और अगर लॉजिकली सोचोगे तो अगर if the piston moves ahead by x, then volume increases by ax, है ना. So on one hand we are saying volume increases by ax, and on the other hand we are saying volume increases by V0. On one hand volume increases by ax, on the other hand volume increases by V0, and therefore we said कि ax is equal to V0 and x is V0 by a. जितने से वॉल्यूम बढ़ा अपॉन कितना एरिया था, that is the distance moved by the piston. Okay. One of you saying in the previous question, why is the volume same after heating? So if you remember the previous question, there was no piston. In the previous question, there was no piston. It was just the enclosed vessel. Any doubts in this? A question mein volume was naturally the same because it's just a vessel. Individually for the vessels, moles were not constant. But individually for the vessels, volume was constant. एक मिनट. It's highly possible that one might have larger volume as it might be hotter. In what context are you asking? Volume तो बस vessel के ऊपर depend करता है ना. So the volume in both chambers depends on the volume of the chamber, which is the same. I think you're getting confused because you're not realizing the number of moles has changed. Okay, वो moles जितने individually दोनों vessel में थे वो same नहीं है. So for the individual vessels is not your any standard process because moles are leaving that vessel, going to the neighboring vessel or entering that vessel. Right? So, but overall पूरा चीज के लिए मैं बोल सकती हूँ कि moles concerned. Okay. Till what time is the lecture going to take place? The lecture is still normal जो होता है ना 8:40 ish. All right. Page 30. ये question थोड़ा tricky था. All right. So 30 was a slightly थोड़ा अच्छा level question. 30 में क्या किया हमने spring डाल दिया. ठीक है, स्प्रिंग डाल दिया. इसको थोड़ा समझ के करते हैं. तो जैसे इनिशियली क्या था, P0 B0 T0 दिया था. स्प्रिंग भी है, ठीक है, एरिया ए है और पता है कि इनिशियली सिस्टम इक्विलिब्रियम में है. अब बोला है कि गैस को हीट कर दिया है ना. अब गैस को हीट करके इसका टेम्परेचर को 2T0 कर दिया. One of these things, can we apply work energy theorem? So in a way, I mean, yeah, in a way, but the thing is ये वर्क एनर्जी थ्योरम में पता है प्रॉब्लम क्या है. दिस इज नॉट अ स्टैंडर्ड प्रोसेस. यू नीड टू रियलाइज कि ये जो गैस जैसा एक्सपैंड हो रहा है ना, दैट्स इट्स नॉट अ फेमिलियर प्रोसेस because you are giving heat. It's not adiabatic. Temperature is not constant. It's not isothermal, है ना. It's not isoporic. expand हो रहा है. फिर ये स्प्रिंग धक्का दे रहा है तो नेचुरली प्रेशर भी अंदर का फिक्स नहीं रहेगा. It's not even isobaric. So that's a good thought. Can I apply work ka koi funda over here? You could theoretically, but can I write work done by this gas easily? No. Right? Because it's not a standard process. Did everyone understand that? Doesn't look like this is isobaric, isoporic, isothermal, adiabatic. It's not. It doesn't look like any of that. So therefore, we will not try to write. We'll not try to use work in this case. Okay. And then the last one is, and the distance moved by the piston is x. Then find k. So the distance moved by the piston is x. Find k. All right. So what you can try to do in such questions is try to put down what you know. हो सकता है ऐसे ही सवाल देख के सब कुछ directly चमके ना, but try to at least put down what you know. So I know कि अच्छा piston has moved by x. So the piston is moved by x. Volume has become V0 plus AX. तो वॉल्यूम इज नॉट V0 anymore, it's V0 plus AX. और क्या पता है मुझे, पता है कि टेम्परेचर 2T0 हो गया. प्रेशर कुछ तो अजीब सा चीज है वो पता नहीं, तो मैंने प्रेशर P' लिख लिया. प्रेशर मैंने P' लिख लिया. अब P' निकालेंगे तो अच्छा है. ठीक है, तो P' कैसे निकालेंगे? सिंपल सी बात है. अगेन सेम स्टोरी. इफ यू नो वॉल्यूम, if you can see volume and temperature change and you know the amount they change by, you can also find how much pressure changes by. Why? Because in this closed vessel, number of moles is constant. Same idea है ना for 3 questions. Number of moles is constant. पहले था P0 V0 by R T0. अब है कुछ तो P' into V0 plus AX upon R and temperature की जगह 2T0. So you can see how easy it is to find pressure. प्रेशर निकल के आ गया प्रेशर निकल के आ गया 2v0 p0 बाई v0 प्लस ax। तो 2 आया बिकॉज टेम्परेचर डबल हो गया, p इज प्रोपोर्शनल टू t, और ये रेशियो आ गया बिकॉज p इज इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू v। ओके, ऑलराइट। सो यहां तक ये क्या आ गया, ये फाइनल प्रेशर आ गया, ये फाइनल प्रेशर आ गया। Alright, one of the reasons, one of you is asking why isn't this pressure known? Why isn't this same as P naught? So for that, because there's a spring outside, है ना, because of that spring क्या हो रहा है कि बाहर का प्रेशर अंदर का प्रेशर अलग होगा, because in addition to the atmospheric pressure, the spring is also applying some force and some pressure thereby, तो इसलिए अंदर का प्रेशर अलग होगा। ठीक है, तो अंदर का प्रेशर तो मोल कंजर्वेशन से निकाल दिया। अब पिस्टन कितना फोर्स लगाता है वो भी निकाल सकते हैं, तो उसके लिए क्या कर रहा हूं मैं, सॉरी एक मिनट, हाँ, फॉर द पिस्टन इंक्रीज इन फोर्स ऑन बोथ साइड्स शुड बी द सेम। क्यों, पहले इक्विलिब्रियम में था, बाद में इक्विलिब्रियम में है, तो इंक्रीज इन फोर्स ऑन बोथ साइड्स शुड बी द सेम। जैसे पहले कितना फोर्स लगा रहा था यहाँ का प्रेशर, पहले भी तो ये फोर्स लगा रहा था, कितना लगा रहा था, पी नॉट ए लगा रहा था, फोर्सेस प्रेशर इनटू एरिया, तो पी नॉट ए लगा रहा था। अब पी नॉट ए यहाँ पे भी कोई लगा रहा होगा, इसलिए तो इनिशियली इक्विलिब्रियम में है, हम दिख नहीं रहा है कौन लगा रहा है, हो सकता है एटमॉस्फेयर लगा रहा है, हो सकता है स्प्रिंग ऑलरेडी कंप्रेस्ड है, आइदर वे कोई तो पी नॉट ए इनिशियली लगा रहा है, एंड इनिशियली पूरा सिस्टम इक्विलिब्रियम में है। अब by how much does the force towards the right change? Already P naught A was applied. Finally, force towards the right becomes P dash A. So it has gone from P naught A, force towards the right has increased from P naught A to P dash A. तो change कितने से हुआ, change इतने से हुआ, है ना। पहले तो इक्विलिब्रियम था, पहले फोर्सेस बैलेंस था, पहले से लेकर अब तक फोर्स कितने से बढ़ गया, P dash A माइनस P naught A से बढ़ गया। जितने से फोर्स टुवर्ड्स राइट बढ़ गया, उतने से ही फोर्स टुवर्ड्स लेफ्ट बढ़ना चाहिए। फोर्स टुवर्ड्स लेफ्ट किसके कारण बढ़ेगा, एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर का फोर्स तो चेंज नहीं होगा, स्प्रिंग का फोर्स ही बदल सकता है। अगर तुम स्प्रिंग को और x से कंप्रेस करोगे तो और kx अमाउंट ऑफ फोर्स लगाएगा, तो यहां से आएगा कि P dash A minus P naught A is kx, and you can substitute P dash and find the value of k. Okay, you can substitute P dash and find the value of k. Did you guys understand that? One of you saying, why can't we use work energy theorem? You can't use work energy theorem because pressure is not constant. Pressure is changing. Do you really want to integrate and find work done? Doesn't look like a smart idea, no? Okay, that's the reason we are not applying work energy theorem, because it's, I mean, if what you're trying to say is work done by the gas is half kx square, that is right. But is work done by the gas easy to find? No, because it's not a standard process. इसलिए हमने एक्चुअली न्यूटन सेकंड लॉ लगाया, उससे भी इजी हो गया। So increase in force on both sides is the same. This is a slightly trickier question, but I hope you guys understood. Any doubts in this? Okay. On page 32, if nobody has any doubts, all right. P dash बस substitute करके k का value फिर निकाल दिया, x, b naught, p naught सब दिया था सवाल में। All right. 32 is a slightly easier question. 2 moles of helium. अच्छा, एक मिनट, हाँ, so one of you saying अगर P dash कम होता, नेगेटिव का बात नहीं, अगर P dash P naught से कम होता तो स्प्रिंग एक्सपैंड होता, बिल्कुल। If I'm going to cool this gas and this gas का pressure is going to decrease, spring would have expanded in a way, है ना। but यहाँ पे I'm heating the gas, so naturally its pressure is gonna in a way increase. It wants to expand. You're heating it, it wants to expand. Okay? This is an easier question. At any, as one of you saying, at any time the piston won't accelerate. बिल्कुल piston का acceleration हमेशा zero होना चाहिए. Because we are going to assume कि things are happening slowly. Please understand कि piston is very light. So because the piston is very light, you are going to, when we say the piston moves slowly, you're going to assume कि दोनों तरफ forces हमेशा balanced है. Because if the forces are not balanced, the piston will suddenly have infinite acceleration. Right? So therefore, the piston always moves slowly. In physics, that's one assumption you will see in all questions. Every process takes place slowly. So the piston will always move slowly. So you can, because the piston is always going to move slowly, you will assume कि acceleration उसका zero है, velocity zero है, piston light है, कुछ energy नहीं है. 32 यार वाला easy था. Actually क्या है, मैंने बस एक mixture, दो gases को mix किया है. Now while making the question, I didn't realize कि यार ये these are absolutely absurd values for ideal gases. But forgive me for the values. है ना? These are sub-zero temperatures, but nonetheless, understand the bhavna, समझ लो. 2 moles of helium at 100 Kelvin, 4 moles of hydrogen at 200 Kelvin, and these assume they are ideal gases still, and you mix these gases in an adiabatic rigid vessel to find the final temperature T. Does this adiabatic rigid vessel ring some bell? Which process equation? You think, थोड़ा सोचो. अब कोई बोल रहा है, can we use process equation? Madam, I think you're talking about this. You'll realize it's a lot simpler. Yeah, Prithvi is right. अब कोई बोल रहा है PV रेशो गामा सही है, तो PV रेशो गामा कांस्टेंट पे थोड़ा और सोचो. ये रिजिड है, मतलब there's no change in volume, right? There's no change in volume. So if volume does not change, pressure also does not change. Pressure does not change, temperature also does not change. In fact, this was what I just mentioned. U initial is U final. Q adiabatic मतलब heat zero, rigid मतलब work zero. तुम heat नहीं दे रहे हो, तुम work नहीं कर रहे हो, तो energy change नहीं होना चाहिए. Internal energy conserve रहना चाहिए. Internal energy has to be conserved. So if your internal energy is conserved, then what will my equation look like? Very simple. उसी से आंसर आएगा. देखो, heat is zero, work is zero, internal energy is conserved. अब पहले क्या है, पहले हीलियम था. कितने मोल्स ऑफ हीलियम था? तो इंटरनल एनर्जी इनिशियली लिखो. मिक्स करने के पहले इंटरनल एनर्जी लिखो. तो मिक्स करने के पहले क्या था तुम्हारे पास? 2 मोल हीलियम था. हीलियम इज मोनो एटॉमिक. सो है ना, हाउ डू यू राइट द इंटरनल एनर्जी ऑफ हीलियम? व्हाट इज द सीवी फॉर हीलियम? 3r/2 है ना. इफ या fr/2, nfr/2, delta T is a formula. So in CV for helium is 3r/2 या fr/2, and monoatomic का F3 होता है. तो हीलियम का टेम्परेचर 100 है. तो दिस इज इनिशियल इंटरनल एनर्जी ऑफ हीलियम, या हाँ हीलियम. एंड फिर हाइड्रोजन का 4 मोल था. हाइड्रोजन डायटोमिक है, तो हाइड्रोजन का नंबर ऑफ डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम 5 हो गया. तो ये 5r/2 हो गया, और ये टेम्परेचर हो गया. What am I using? NFR/2T, टोटल काइनेटिक एनर्जी का फॉर्मूला, क्योंकि टोटल काइनेटिक एनर्जी ही इंटरनल एनर्जी है. और एज यू हैव लर्नड इन केमिस्ट्री, NCV इज इंटरनल एनर्जी. तो ये हो गया इनिशियल इंटरनल एनर्जी. फाइनल इंटरनल एनर्जी लिख लो. तो फाइनल इंटरनल एनर्जी सेम रहेगा. नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ हीलियम इज सेम, इट्स एटॉमिसिटी इज नॉट चेंज, तो है ना. FR/2 is the same. Only thing is उसका temperature T हो गया. So now internal energy of helium looks like this, and now internal energy of hydrogen looks like this. 4 same है, 5r/2 same है, बस change क्या हो? Temperature change हो, बस temperature change हो. Now when I solve this, I'll have to cancel r/2 on both sides. ठीक है, तो r/2 मतलब चारों साइड से चारों टर्म से कैंसिल किया और फिर मैंने बस सॉल्व किया। तो 2 into 3 into 100 is 600, 4 into 5 into 200 is 4000, so 4600 is my left hand side. 2 into 3 is 6, 4 into 5 is 20. The 26p is 4600. The temperature becomes 4600 by 26. Understood? So whenever you mix gases in a rigid vessel, adiabatic vessel, just conserve internal energy to find the final temperature. You mix gases. What is the final temperature? This is the process. Mixing gases में ऐसा final temperature निकलेगा. Understood? कोई बोला shouldn't the final answer be 166? Okay, maybe मतलब divide करके देख लो. Let me check एक बार यार. 40. Yeah, I think I'm close. 177 here. You can divide and see. 4600 by 26 is 177. Okay. Got it? 166. I hope you're not applying ratio proportion. 100 into 2 plus 200 into 4 divided by 2 plus 4 उससे आएगा 166. I hope that's not what you're doing. सिर्फ n into t लेना काफी नहीं है ना. CV लिया ही नहीं. हीलियम का CV अलग है, H2 का CV अलग है. तो 166 जिनका भी आंसर आया होगा ना, आई थिंक यू हैव टेकन थोड़ा एक गेस वर्क, खुद का एवरेज लगाया होगा, n के हिसाब से एक वेटेड एवरेज लिया होगा, बट forgetting CV is different for the gases. Okay, so conserve internal energy. उससे 177 आता है. Okay. All right. So I'm just trying to cover a wide spectrum of questions. This is the last question. Again, this is again of the slightly advanced level. But again, for your exposure, बस ये बता रहा हूँ, ऐसा ही questions KTG का हमेशा नहीं आएगा. Again, just for your exposure. So we are given this gas inside this vessel. Were you guys able to do this at home? Find the pressure पूछा था. Pressure should have been easy because seems like just Newton's law of motion. And find the distance moved by the pistons if the temperatures increase to 2 T naught. That could have been a little tricky. Okay, pressure का थोड़ा सोचते हैं. Yeah. I said, did you guys get time to try this at home? And yeah, you have not tried it. Okay, then I would say, why don't you try it once? एक बार try कर लो, है ना? And we will discuss in the next class. Simple है, थोड़ा Newton's law of motion लगाओ, हो जाएगा तुमसे. अच्छा question है. In fact, the second part requires some imagination, so it will really benefit you. So just to clarify what this diagram is, थोड़ा confusion हो सकता है. ये जो M1, M2 है ना, these are the pistons. और यहाँ पे गैस है, यहाँ पे बीच में गैस है. This is the gas. M1, M2 are the pistons. तो वो ये जो गैस है उसका टेम्परेचर हमने डबल किया है. A and B are the radii of the pistons. A and B are the radii of the pistons. ये बड़ा पिस्टन का रेडियस A है, छोटा पिस्टन का रेडियस B है. Alright, so if you haven't attempted, then please just attempt this at home. And 36 भी एक puzzle based सवाल था. This is थोड़ा logic based. ये attempt किया तुमने या करोगे फ्राइडे तक? थोड़ा अच्छा है, मतलब प्ले विद नंबर्स, सोचने लायक. कर लो, अटेम्प्ट करके डिस्कस करेंगे. Okay. Most probable speed 4 दिया है, average speed 3 दिया है. 5 molecules have integral speeds from 1 to 4. So based on this information, you need to find VRMS, which will need you to figure out what those 5 speeds are. Just like a simple logical number-based puzzle, which will at least reinforce what most probable means, what average means, what RMS means. So try 34, 36 at home. We'll of course discuss. And if you want to solve more questions on KTG, I would say you can solve from your booklet. Okay? So for KTG and thermo, don't do the HCV. There you'll find a mixture of fluid and a lot of things. Maybe KTG thermo, your booklet will be now more than enough. All right, so exercise 1 has certain questions under the KTG category, certain questions under the thermo category, so you can solve from there. And then exercise 2 is like a mixed bag of all chapters. So revision ke liye, you can, before your MT, you can do exercise 2 onwards. But yeah, I mean, that's KTG. We are gonna, maybe for the next half an hour, today's lecture, let's take till 8:40. थोड़ा एक फ्लो में जाएंगे, ये जल्दी से हो. ये तो बस इनफैक्ट ये सब अब thermodynamics, majority of this I think revision होगा. As I said, you guys have just done thermodynamics in chemistry, and what you have done in chemistry is very similar to what you have in physics. In fact, physics is going to just be maybe the better part of chemistry, right? So I mean, it's going to be a smaller part of whatever you've done in chemistry, and conceptually easier, and you'll see what we have in physics. It's a lot smaller than what you've done in chemistry, but the idea is more or less the same. एक last, just few more comments. यहाँ पे integral speed specify किया है. Integral मतलब fractional speed allowed नहीं है. अगर fractional allowed होता तो you wouldn't have been able to solve. और यहाँ पे कोई पूछ रहा है, is gravity involved? Yes, gravity is involved. Yes, gravity is involved. Okay. And over here, this is the last chapter, thermodynamics. And this is, again, it's going to be very small because, and it's going to go by quickly because you have just studied this in chemistry. So majority revision hoga. Okay. All right, let's get started. Again, these notes I've already uploaded. And most of it is going to match what you've done in chem. So, I mean, if you want to make your own notes, you can just copy from the drive, or you can just refer to what I've uploaded in the drive. So, just 23 pages. वो भी मैंने हर page में कम line ही लिखा है. That's why it's going to 23. All right, ready? What's the difference between thermophysics and thermochem? Let's try to answer that question by the end of today. All right, so we'll see what is different. Syllabus wise तो दिख जाएगा क्या अलग है, but इतना ही थोड़ा फर्क है, which will appear on this page in the idea कि firstly, first law of thermodynamics, the way the statement goes is, okay, heat supplied to a system is equal to the sum of increase in internal energy and the work done by the system on the surroundings. First and foremost, just that statement aside, I hope that's very logical. है ना, एक कुछ भी ऐसा सिस्टम रहेगा, इसको मैंने 10 जूल दिया, है ना, ये 3 जूल अपने आप खा लिया, वर्क कितना करेगा? 7 joules. Makes sense, है ना? Like corruption, your government is giving somebody 10 lakhs to distribute, वो 3 लाख खा रहा है और 7 लाख बांट रहा है, वैसे ही हो गया, है ना? So when you supply heat to someone, what's happening? Your internal energy is increasing by some amount. I mean, that system's internal energy is increasing by some amount, and the system is remaining amount of heat is going into doing work. So on that basis, this is our first law of thermodynamics. The heat supplied is delta U plus W. Heat supplied is delta U plus W. अब इसमें थोड़ा sign convention समझ लो. इतना ही फर्क है फिजिक्स और केमिस्ट्री में, कंसेप्चुअली कुछ फर्क नहीं है, बस साइन कन्वेंशन में फर्क है, ठीक है, एंड दैट इज द डिफरेंस इज in the sign of work. Like for chemistry, you guys write work on the heat side of the equation, right? And in physics, we write work on the delta U side. So like what is different in chemistry? हम बोलते हैं कि जब हम heat करेंगे किसी चीज पे और जब work करेंगे किसी चीज पे तो उसका internal energy बढ़ेगा, है ना? The amount of heat you do on a system, give on a system, sorry, the amount of heat you give to a system plus the work you do on a system is increase in internal energy. That was what chemistry. Chemistry में system is the focus. Physics में बस थोड़ा अलग approach है. We are trying to, physics is like, these are engineers trying to see, can I convert heat to work? Heat से work मिल सकता है क्या? That is the approach. Heat से work मिल सकता है क्या? So that's why it's just a difference in the approach. In logically कुछ difference नहीं है, but equation बस अलग दिखता है because the approach is different. The whole idea is heat से work कर सकता हूँ क्या? किसी को heat दूंगा तो वो थोड़ा corruption के कारण थोड़ा internal energy खुद का बढ़ाएगा और फिर कुछ और amount of work करेगा. So that's the kind of approach, which is why the equation looks different. Now let's go over the sign convention once to see what the difference is. Is there a difference in heat? No. When is heat positive? When heat is given to the system. Is that the same as what you have learned in chemistry? Yes. Again, that's what you have learned in chemistry as well. So, दोनों केस में heat given to the system is positive. Okay. All right. फिर temperature, no change. Temperature बढ़ेगा तो internal energy बढ़ेगा. ठीक है? Again, same idea as chemistry. Chemistry बोलेगा कि delta U is NCV delta T. We are also going to say the same thing. So no difference here. Temperature जब बढ़ता है, internal energy बढ़ता है. Same convention for internal energy. सिर्फ work का convention अलग है. When I simply talk about work, I think in chemistry you refer to work done on the system. And over here, when we just mention work, we refer to work done by the system. That is the only difference. That is the only difference. Only the sign convention for work is different from chemistry. Chemistry on बोलता था, हम लोग work done by system बोलेंगे. Got it? That's the only difference. तो फिर सिर्फ work का sign convention change होता है. जो भी तुमने formula memorize किया है, उस formula में बस negative sign आएगा work के लिए. ठीक है? एक चीज तुम्हें एक चीज बताऊंगा. Let's just talk about one thing. Okay. Let's say एक ये ध्यान से सुन लो. Let's say system does 3 joules of work. Okay, system does 3 joules of work. If I ask you work done by the system, ऐसा पूरा sentence मैंने लिखा. Let me write this nicely. Okay. If a system does 3 joules of work, if a system does 3 joules of work, and I ask you work done by the system, what will your answer be? Okay, I mean just what will your answer be if I'm asking you this in chemistry and I'm asking you this in physics? Why are you saying incomplete? This is the work done by it on the surroundings. नहीं, work, when I just say work done by the system, मतलब कुल मिलके. यहाँ पे भी statement का मतलब क्या है? कोई बोल रहा है कि question incomplete है. System does 3 joules of work, and I'm asking work done by the system. So it's understood. System does 3 joules on work on whoever surrounding it, and I'm also asking you work done by the system on whoever surrounding it. अच्छा, अब बहुत लोग बोल रहे हैं केमिस्ट्री में नेगेटिव है एंड फिजिक्स में पॉजिटिव है. ऑलराइट, प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, केमिस्ट्री में नेगेटिव नहीं है. बोथ आर पॉजिटिव 3 joules because look at the question. Look at the question. I have not just asked find work. ओपन एंडेड सवाल नहीं था. ठीक है, पहले ये इसके बारे में बात करूंगा. अगर सवाल इतना था फाइंड वर्क डन, किसी ने ऑन नहीं बोला, बाई नहीं बोला, तब साइन कन्वेंशन आता है. व्हेन इट्स जस्ट सेइंग फाइंड वर्क, खत्म. तो फिर केमिस्ट्री ऑटोमेटिकली क्या अज्यूम करता है? केमिस्ट्री इज ऑटोमेटिकली अज्यूमिंग वर्क डन ऑन द सिस्टम. एंड बिकॉज इन केमिस्ट्री वर्क डन ऑन द सिस्टम इज implied, ऑन सिस्टम इज implied, हम आंसर क्या देंगे? इसके लिए आंसर देंगे -3 joules. क्यों -3 joules देंगे? क्योंकि यार सिस्टम पे कोई वर्क कर नहीं रहा है, सिस्टम खुद वर्क कर रहा है. एंड सेम चीज फिजिक्स में आंसर क्या करेंगे? तो फिजिक्स में व्हाट इज implied? बाय सिस्टम इज implied. ठीक है, तो बाय सिस्टम इज implied. सो implied मतलब अंडरस्टूड. ठीक है, तो फिजिक्स में सिर्फ वर्क डन पूछा तो हम बोलेंगे अरे वर्क डन बाय सिस्टम पूछ रहा है बंदा, और हम लोग +3 joules आंसर करेंगे. सो इफ इट इज एन ओपन एंडेड क्वेश्चन जिसमें ऑन बाय ये प्रेपोजिशन किसने लिखा नहीं है ना, तब हम लिखेंगे, तब साइन कन्वेंशन आता है. बट अगर पूरा ऐसा लंबा सा स्टेटमेंट लिखा है तो उसमें साइन कन्वेंशन डज नॉट मैटर. इफ द एंटायर स्टेटमेंट इज रिटन, देन थिंक लॉजिकली. वर्क डन बाय द सिस्टम, अरे सिस्टम 3 जूल कर रहा है ना, कर रहा है 3 जूल, तो हाउ कैन यू से कि नहीं वो कर रहा है 3 जूल, वो कर रहा है 3 जूल, तो यू हैव टू आंसर 3. इफ यू आंसर -3, दैट मींस यू आर सेइंग कि वो कर नहीं रहा है, ये झूठ हो गया ना, है ना. वुड यू लाइक इट इफ यू स्कोर 70 marks in an exam and somebody says you're scoring -70? You wouldn't like it. Let's say this guy won't like it. He's doing 3 joules of work. I'm asking you how. So you should say he's doing 3 joules of work. How can that change whether you're in chemistry or physics? Understood? What changes is if the question is incomplete. Find work done. ये बहुत बार होता है. अगर क्वेश्चन इनकम्प्लीट है, क्वेश्चन ने अच्छे से स्पेसिफाई नहीं किया, तब साइन कन्वेंशन आता है टू कंप्लीट द क्वेश्चन. तो केमिस्ट्री करता क्या है? इफ समबडी इज आस्किंग वर्क डन, केमिस्ट्री हमें बोलता है कि अज्यूम दे आर आस्किंग वर्क डन ऑन द सिस्टम. अब सिस्टम पे कोई कर नहीं रहा है, सिस्टम खुद कर रहा है, इसलिए -3 इधर आंसर करेंगे. एंड फिजिक्स क्या बोलेगा? फिजिक्स बोलेगा कि अगर तुम वर्क डन पूछ रहे हो, अज्यूम दे आर आस्किंग वर्क डन बाय द सिस्टम, और क्योंकि सिस्टम सच में कर रहे हैं इसलिए +3 joules है. ऑलराइट, सो दैट sign convention is for incomplete questions. Complete questions, nothing changes. So I hope you see the logic is actually the same in both subjects. इधर कुछ जादू नहीं हो रहा है कि एक पॉजिटिव है एक नेगेटिव है. It's just what is understood without saying. सिर्फ वर्क टीचर ने पूछा तो केमिस्ट्री वाला ऑन सिस्टम पूछ रहा है और फिजिक्स वाला बाय सिस्टम पूछ रहा है. Understood the difference? सिर्फ W पूछ लिया, फाइंड वर्क, फाइंड W, ऐसा ओपन एंडेड क्वेश्चन, ऑन नहीं बोल दिया, बाय नहीं बोल दिया, तब साइन कन्वेंशन फॉलो करो. Clear? Just let me know guys if you got this. Okay, and one of you saying work done on system must be 0 if a system is doing work. ऐसा नहीं होता है, ऐसा नहीं होता है. प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, सिस्टम वर्क कर रहा है 3 जूल, मतलब उस पे -3 जूल किया जा रहा है. Alright, so both in the world of chemistry and physics, there are only 2 entities. There is the system and there is the surroundings. ठीक है, and they are stealing from each other. System surrounding को 3 जूल देता है, surrounding पे वर्क 3 जूल हुआ तो सिस्टम पे वर्क -3 जूल हुआ. Okay, system gave the surrounding 3 rupees. Understood? The system does 3 joules on the surrounding, मतलब surrounding does -3 joules on the system. Okay, that's how it works. तुम पॉजिटिव वर्क करो तो तुम पे नेगेटिव वर्क होता है, तुम नेगेटिव वर्क करो तुम पे पॉजिटिव होता है। और that was very important for us to understand. वो समझ में आया तो हर फॉर्मूला में बस अब उस फॉर्मूला में माइनस साइन आए, क्योंकि फॉर्मूला क्यों है, फॉर्मूला ओपन एंडेड है, फॉर्मूला बाय ऑन नहीं पूछ रहा है, फॉर्मूला साइन कन्वेंशन अज्यूम कर रहा है, ठीक है। सो व्हेन आई टॉक अबाउट वर्क इन फिजिक्स, तो वर्क डन में केमिस्ट्री में आई थिंक यू हैव सीन माइनस पीडीवी, राइट, है ना। यहाँ पे अपना साइन कन्वेंशन उल्टा है तो वी विल सी पॉजिटिव पीडीवी. Work done by the gas is going to be positive PdV. Work done on the gas, negative PdV. Work done by the gas, positive PdV. सिर्फ वर्क का साइन चेंज होता है, वर्क के फॉर्मूला में साइन चेंज होता है. And as I said, this is mainly for open-ended questions. Direct साइन के बारे में सोचोगे, क्लियर कट क्वेश्चंस में थोड़ा लॉजिकली सोचोगे, ओके. तो वर्क डन का बस साइन हट गया. एक्सपेंशन में वर्क डन पॉजिटिव होता है फॉर फिजिक्स. The system, if the system is really pushing the piston wall, work done by it is positive. If the walls are contracting, matlab surrounding is doing work, the work done by the system is negative. And if of course if it's free expansion, work done is zero. So this is the convention. Chemistry में exact उल्टा था ना, chemistry में expansion में negative होता था, positive होता था. यहाँ पे बस उसका opposite है, expansion में positive है, contraction में negative, because the sign convention is different, right? Heat, same thing. Good news, heat is NC delta T, where C is what? C is molar heat capacity. And as you guys already know, molar heat capacity is something which depends on the nature of the process. Isochoric, isobaric, adiabatic, है ना, सबके लिए अलग अलग molar heat capacity होगा, okay. And there's a formula for that as well. Change in internal energy, हमने अब तक KTG में क्या देखा? Change in internal energy is, we saw internal energy as NFRT by 2. So change in internal energy is NFR delta T by 2. मतलब अगर मोनोएटॉमिक है तो N3R by 2 delta T, diatomic तो N5R by 2 delta T. That's the formula. That's what we saw in KTG. We are going to prove in this chapter कि FR by 2 is CV. And I mean, I'm just mentioning it over here because I think you already know that, but we'll of course, very short proof, we'll see that as well. So this is in brief what is work, what is heat, what is change in internal energy. Any doubt in this page? See that heat and delta U are the same, and heat and delta U are the same, and work is just with a negative sign. One of you is saying in physics, can we get absolute values of U? So कोई normally कोई absolute value of U पूछेगा नहीं, तो directly कोई पूछेगा नहीं U, so directly you won't have to answer U as NCVT, but you can use U as NCVT wherever you want. And अगर कोई मतलब कोई directly पूछना नहीं चाहिए, कोई directly पूछा तो भी answer कर लो NCVT, okay? You can use U as NCVT. That's assuming कि potential energy is 0 and internal energy is just the kinetic energy of the molecules. So in that case, we can write NCVT. Okay. So what are the processes? Just to have a brief overlook. Isochoric, first process, very easy. Work done 0. dV ही 0 है, expand ही नहीं हो रहा है. So because it's not expanding, work done is 0. फिर हीट का फॉर्मूला क्या होता है? NC डेल्टा T के जगह अब CV, तो V stands for volume being constant. All right, so this is heat, molar heat capacity for a volume constant process. NCV delta T is heat. But now look at our equation. अगर तुम heat दे रहे हो और कुछ work नहीं करोगे, अगर work 0 है, तो heat is the same as change in internal applied is increase in internal energy. तो Q and delta U बराबर होता है for an isochoric process. therefore delta U हो जाता है NCV delta T. Alright, so that is how we have proved कि delta U is NCV delta T, and that's also how we are going to prove from the previous page, you know, from what we know in KTG, कि CV is FR by 2. CV is FR by 2. FR by 2 हमने काइनेटिक थियरी ऑफ गैस में देखा, यहाँ पे प्रूव किया कि डेल्टा U is NCV delta T, and we'll of course, you know, CV is FR by 2. I'll reinstate that later, but this is basically the proof. You don't have to ever worry about irreversible processes in physics. Okay? So all processes in physics are reversible. We're going to assume they happen slowly. So you don't need to worry about irreversible processes. Simple सी बात है कि है ना, all processes are simply reversible. So external pressure, internal pressure, दोनों same होता है. So you don't need to worry too much in physics. ठीक है? No doubt in isocoric, isobaric में है ना, तो isobaric में what is the idea? Pressure is constant. So just take the pressure out of that integration. तो P को बाहर ले लिया तो फिर इंटीग्रल dV हो जाएगा डेल्टा V. P V final minus V initial. अब P डेल्टा V क्या होगा? P into V final minus P into V initial क्या होगा? That's going to be nRT final minus nRT initial. तो work done होता है nR delta T. Right? In chemistry, you might have seen this formula as same thing with a minus sign. बस यहाँ पे क्या है? Minus sign नहीं है convention के कारण. बाकी तो same है. Isobaric process का heat होता है NCP delta T, where P means pressure is constant. So this is heat capacity for a constant pressure process. अब इन सबको अगर first law of thermodynamics में डालोगे कि heat is delta U plus W, heat NCP delta T, delta U NCV delta T, W NR delta T, सबको डाल दो और तीनों टर्म से N delta T काट दो, क्या रह जाएगा? CP is CV plus CR. So that's how you can prove easily कि CP is CV plus R, CR नहीं R, CP is CV plus R. CP is CV plus R. Simple. Yeah. Just a revision of what you've done in chem. We're just removing the minus sign. Isothermal. याद है इसका formula. Isothermal में क्या है? Delta E. All these derivations you should know. Okay, delta U 0. Work done is P dV. तो P को देखो क्या लिख रहे हैं? P को लिख रहे हैं nRT by V. ये लिख के क्या हो गया? ये इसमें जो nRT है, nRT constant है, तो constant बाहर चला गया और फिर इंटीग्रल dV by V इंटीग्रेट कर सकते हैं. Integral dV by V is going to be ln V, and if I integrate that from V initial to V final, I get nRT ln V final by V initial. Isn't that what you have seen in chemistry? Chemistry में I think minus sign होगा या इसको उल्टा किया होगा, but है ना, यहाँ पे minus sign नहीं है. nRT ln V final by V initial. Okay, and इसमें you can write first of all you can write V final by V initial as P final by P initial. क्योंकि temperature constant है. This is keep forgetting Boyle's law. Okay? हाँ, I'm so sorry. Ulta. I'll correct that. My bad. Ulta, of course. Ulta. Thanks for. So when, of course, when temperature is constant, P is inversely proportional to V. All right. So you can write V final by V initial as P initial by P final. Let me just upload that. I delete the wrong page. And nRT को है ना, based on whatever is given in the question, nRT को PI VI लिख सकते हो, nRT को PF VF लिख सकते हो. दोनों स्टेज में P and V का प्रोडक्ट nRT ही होगा क्योंकि T constant. That's work done in an isothermal process. Heat supplied in an isothermal process. So first and foremost, your heat supplied. तो क्या होता है? We can supply heat in an isothermal process, but delta T 0 होता है. So because delta T is 0, if I want to talk about molar heat capacity for this process, what will it be? Molar heat capacity for an isothermal process. तो heat दिया जा रहा है, but temperature change दिख नहीं रहा है. So अगर delta T को वहाँ पे नीचे लेके जाओगे तो you'll get to see कि molar heat capacity for an isothermal process is infinity. It's infinitely large, or it is not defined because it's some finite thing upon zero. So it's either infinitely large or it's not defined. कितना भी heat दो, temperature change होगा ही नहीं. Okay, so infinite molar heat capacity. Okay. यहाँ पे you have the relations you already know. So CV, just going over it, CV is FR by 2. तो मोनोएटॉमिक के लिए 3R by 2 और CP निकालने के लिए बस CV plus R कर दो. तो अगर है ना मोनोएटॉमिक का 3R by 2 है CV, तो CP 5R by 2 होता है, राइट. डायटोमिक का CV 5R by 2 है तो CP 7R by 2 होता है, right? And I'm assuming you guys know this. तो CV plus R करोगे तो F plus 2R by 2 हो जाएगा. Not that you need to remember this form. I mean इससे सब काम हो जाएगा, but just demonstrating what CP looks like. हाँ, तो F3 है तो 5 by 2R. फिर gamma is CP by CV. ये something I'm sure you definitely have seen in chem. Gamma is CP by CV. So that makes gamma F plus 2 upon F. Not that you need to remember this form, इससे भी हो जाएगा, but gamma is F plus 2 upon F. So gamma thereby for a monoatomic gas is 5 by 3 because F is 3. For a diatomic it is 7 by 5. Even for a linear polyatomic it's 7 by 5 because F is 5. And for a non-linear polyatomic, not in your physics syllabus, okay? But nonetheless, just for your information, since we can do this, non-linear polyatomic, F is 6, all rotational, all translational. So gamma becomes 8 by 6. Yeah, 4 by 3. But anyways, your JE syllabus specifically mentions mono and dia only. 5 by 3, 7 by 5. Simple. That's gamma. अगर तुम्हें F लिखना है या CV लिखना है या CP लिखना है, that's not too difficult. You can rearrange these equations. All right. So, I mean, you don't need to remember this, but I mean, this could be useful. You can derive this. तो F को गामा के टर्म्स में इस इक्वेशन को थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे कर लो, you get F as 2 by gamma minus 1. उसको CV के जगह डाल दो तो you get CV as R by gamma minus 1. And CP consequently becomes R gamma by gamma minus 1. So you can get, you don't need to remember them, but you know, should you ever need to do something like this, you can derive. Just remember, you can write F, CV and CP in terms of gamma, and sometimes that can be useful. But I think that's quite straightforward. Any doubts so far? Three minutes to go. Maybe we can have a look at adiabatic as well. So this was, I think, the equation some of you guys were referring to earlier. How do we derive this? So again, it's good to practice these derivations at home. I'm sure you've seen in chemistry, but adiabatic process, the basic idea is heat is zero. Heat is zero. So because heat is zero, change in internal energy plus work is zero. If I talk about molar heat capacity for an adiabatic process, I should say that's going to be zero. NC delta T zero है तो C को zero होना पड़ेगा because temperature is still allowed to change. So molar heat capacity for an adiabatic process is zero. Delta U का formula डाल दो NFR by 2 और work का formula डाल दो PdV. This is small change in U and small work done. So NFR dt is PdV. फिर अगले स्टेप में क्या करेंगे? PV is nRT वाला इक्वेशन है, उसको दोनों तरफ डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे. तो यहाँ पे मल्टीप्लिकेशन रूल, PV का डेरिवेटिव इज PdV plus VdP and nRT का डेरिवेटिव इज nRDT. nR as constants go out, so nRDT. ओके, फिर अब क्या करना है? दोनों तरफ इनफैक्ट nRDT को रिप्लेस कर लो एज PdV plus VdP. तो मैंने nRDT को रिप्लेस किया एज PdV plus VdP. इसके बाद क्या किया, इफ यू कैन सी देयर आर 2 पीडीवी टर्म्स एंड 1 वीडीपी टर्म. तो पीडीवी वाले टर्म्स को क्लब कर लिया, सो दैट्स f by 2 plus 1, so that becomes f plus 2 by 2 pdv, and vdp वाले टर्म को दूसरे साइड ले लिया, so that becomes minus f by 2 vdp, which you have anyways I think derived in chem. F plus 2 by 2 is Cp upon R. Remember Cp was F plus 2 R by 2, so Cp upon R. And F by 2 is Cv upon R, तो वो replace किया, R काट दिया. So finally at this stage I get Cp into pressure dV is minus Cv into volume dV. इसमें लास्ट स्टेप क्या कर लो, Cv को इधर ले लो, तो Cp by Cv गामा हो जाएगा, and separate the variables, volume को dV के नीचे, pressure को dP के नीचे. So then I get this equation, gamma dV by V is minus dP by P. Okay, integrate both sides. So gamma, that's a V initial से V final, P initial से P final. This becomes gamma ln V final by V initial is equal to minus ln P final by P initial. अब बस क्या कर लो, यहाँ पे गामा को इधर ऊपर पावर में ले लो और माइनस साइन को इधर ऊपर पावर में ले लो, जिसके कारण हो जाएगा ln V final by V initial raised to gamma is ln P initial by P final. With that you can prove, ना ln हटा दो दोनों साइड, you can prove PF VF raised to gamma is PI VI raised to gamma. मतलब PV raised to gamma is constant. All right, so of course you don't need to remember the derivation, but the derivation helps. It's good to, it's just on the definition of work. It's a little bit of calculus over there, you know, and it's good to practice deriving these things. So PV raised to gamma is constant. इसमें PV common ले लो, तो temperature रह जाएगा, और V का power 1 से कम होगा, तो PV को T लिख लो, तो T into V raised to gamma minus 1. You should know how to convert that. और यहाँ से यहाँ जाने के लिए वॉल्यूम को टेम्परेचर बाय प्रेशर लिख लो, टेम्परेचर के कारण T रेस टू गामा और प्रेशर नीचे होने के कारण T रेस टू 1 माइनस गामा. आई थिंक यू कैन डू दैट एज वेल. सो मे बी आई थिंक वी कैन, दैट वाज एडियाबैटिक. आई थिंक वी कैन फॉल्ट हियर. यहाँ पे क्या है, यहाँ पे उसका वर्क डाला है. आई थिंक यू नो दैट. आई विल गो ओवर दैट इन द नेक्स्ट. Any doubts so far? Or should I take just 4 minutes more and finish work done? ठीक है, अच्छा, let's just finish. So work done, ठीक है. So work done for adiabatic is हाँ एक मिनट गौरव. Work done for adiabatic is integral PdV. You can write pressure as, you'd want to do this because I mean I always struggle to remember this, so I always derive. So ना, it's good to know this derivation. तो pressure को लिख लो constant upon V raised to gamma, and फिर constant को तुम बाहर ले सकते हो, V raised to gamma, V raised to minus gamma का integration होगा V raised to minus gamma plus 1 upon minus gamma plus 1. Simple power formula. फिर V initial से V final. वो करने के पहले इसमें क्या है, ये जो V raised to minus gamma है उसको नीचे लिख लो और V को ऊपर लिख लो, तो V raised to 1 minus gamma is V upon V raised to gamma, of course, and Kv by gamma, K by V raised to gamma is pressure, so you get to fit in pressure over here. So है ना, this becomes PV by 1 minus gamma, जिसमें क्या डालना है, limits डालना है. So the equation becomes P final V final minus P initial V initial upon 1 minus gamma. All right, so that's work done for an adiabatic process. P final V final minus Pi Vi. So change in PV is Nr delta T. So you can remember the formula as Nr delta T 1 minus gamma. Now I don't know what, I think chemistry में या तो यहाँ पे minus sign होगा या नीचे gamma minus 1 होगा. So either way, watch out between the two. You know, in the end, don't get confused. Just remember कि, that's why the derivations are good. Just remember कि यहाँ पे यहाँ पे फिजिक्स में नेगेटिव साइन नहीं होता. If you want to derive and get this result, derive या एक याद करके दूसरे का फॉर्मूला में माइनस साइन डाल दो. I don't know how you have you memorized this with a minus sign in chemistry, or you have gamma minus 1 in chem. Gamma minus 1. Anyways, just remember कि same है, बस एक sign change है, that's all. All right. So we'll stop there. We'll continue this in the next class. There aren't a lot of pages. So if you really want to make notes, I would say you can make really want to make notes, make before class or after class. That will help. All of this is uploaded. If you want, by next class you could write all this and come. Okay? There isn't a lot more for the first law. Second law, maybe we may see a little extra stuff. Okay? We are done for the day. So those who want to leave can leave. If you are worried about your chemistry thermo being weak, I would say यार chemistry वाला thermo थोड़ा अच्छे से कर लो, उसमें थोड़ा extra है. Like physics में you have a lot lesser. We don't have thermochemistry and all of that in physics. But yeah, bye. So we don't have thermochemistry and all in physics. So you'd need to work on that. So make sure you do your chemistry thermo properly. Physics वाला हो जाएगा साथ, मतलब वहां पे मेहनत करोगे तो ये वाले क्वेश्चंस हो जाएंगे. थोड़ा बस साइन कन्वेंशन का फर्क है. I'll of course give you homework from your booklet. You do that book, and of course some extra questions for class. You do that, you will be in a reasonable place to tackle physics thermo at least. My main suggestion is you should practice these derivations. So like what I've written on these slides is I'm deriving from scratch. So those derivations are important. तुम जितना खुद से derive करोगे उतना you'll be confident in the exam, because you'll then know I can piece different pieces of information together. All right, thank you, you're welcome, good night. हाँ ऋग्वेद मतलब केमिस्ट्री तो कर ही लो, तुम्हारा योर एंटायर PWT on the 11th is chemistry thermo, तो वो कर ही लो. वो करते वक्त ये हो जाएगा. इसके लिए थोड़ा जो क्वेश्चंस दूंगा वो कर लो. But बाकी when you practice chem, you're in a way practicing this, so you can focus more on that. All right, graph based questions सब same है. One of you had asked a question on page 16. I'll go to that. Page 16 ये वाला. हाँ, you're saying you saw the solution, but you assume the process to be isothermal, and then you assume the temperature to be constant. Then so please understand again, solution क्या है? The kind of solution I wrote on the next page was in case you don't understand anything and you can't draw the graph. So then this is how you can go about things. Okay, you can maybe write all the coordinates down. If you have all the time in the world, you can write all the coordinates down, and then Kushal, I'll come to your doubt in a minute. Write all the coordinates down and plot the graph. Otherwise, you can do it directly. So as I was mentioning for question number 18, I don't know if you saw that, but I said you can also draw this graph directly. You need to realize this is isothermal, this is isobaric, this is isochoric. Preferably, maybe just mention that baric, choric, and isothermal. ऐसा लिख लो उन graphs के ऊपर. And as you're drawing any graph, just एक draw कर लेता. For instance, I draw a PT graph. तो A से B pressure constant है. प्रेशर कांस्टेंट है 1 atm पे, तो एक लाइन ड्रॉ करो. अच्छा, बट ये लाइन किस तरफ जाएगा? तो अगर प्रेशर कांस्टेंट है और वॉल्यूम बढ़ रहा है तो टेम्परेचर बढ़ेगा. तो ऐसा लाइन ड्रॉ किया. ओके, फिर उसके बाद हमें पता है कि isothermal है, मतलब temperature is going to be constant. Now does it go up or down? So I can see pressure increasing, so that means this graph is definitely going to go up. And for the last step, I know volume is constant. So because volume is constant, it's going to be a straight line type of graph. So it's going to come back down like this. थोड़ा shape, थोड़ा इसको readjust करना पड़ेगा, but that's how you can even draw it directly. If that's what you're saying, if you realize that this was isothermal, this was isobaric, isochoric, and you drew, that's the best way to do it. You don't have to do it. Even I would also directly draw. वो मैंने 17 पे जो देखा है, that's just like a more holistic explanation. If somebody cannot draw directly, they can at least figure out the remaining point and plot. Remaining point मतलब सब कुछ है, बस ये टेम्परेचर निकालना बाकी है. प्रेशर 1/3 हो रहा है तो टेम्परेचर 1/3 होगा. 50 वहां से बनेगा ग्राफ. And yeah, how to ace mechanics? You find it quite tough. Oof. Mechanics. What in mechanics specifically do you find tough? From which chapter do you find tough in general? So see, I would say कि LNM kinematics 2 अच्छा तब से ओके यार कभी सॉल्व किया लाइक या तो बुकलेट अब सी नाउ सिंस टाइम इज अ लिटिल लेस नाउ जस्ट पिक वन थिंग या तो बुकलेट या तो HCV है ना. सो व्हाट वुड यू प्रेफर पिकिंग? I would preferably suggest HCV. उसमें थोड़े कम क्वेश्चंस हैं एंड जनरल आइडिया मिल जाएगा चीजों का एंड यू कैन फाइंड वीडियो सॉल्यूशंस ऑनलाइन बिकॉज इट्स सच अ पॉपुलर बुक. बुकलेट का हर क्वेश्चन का सोल्यूशन है ना मिलेगा नहीं. ये बुकलेट सीम्स टफर. ट्रस्ट मी, तुम एक बुक पहले कर लो और उसको थ्रू एंड थ्रू कर लो and understand everything in that. With that, you would have understood the concepts to extend your logic to other books as well. All right. So, I mean, if you're someone who's only done the HCV and you're doing the booklet then, and you're thorough with the HCV, you will still be able to do 90 to 95% of the questions, even though there may be certain question types you've never seen, because your core understanding is that well. But if you're saying कि booklet का you're just able to do 20-30% questions, then in general physics is weak, and to fix that any book would do. Any book would do. तो तुम देख लो क्या फिक्स करना है. माई सजेशन इज HCV उठाओ, उसके वीडियो सॉल्यूशंस ऑनलाइन है एंड यार ये करना ही पड़ेगा तुम्हें फ्रॉम LNM. हाँ, फ्रॉम go directly. You can do the HCV. Even if you do the HCV itself is good. Right? A lot of top rankers have only done the HCV and scored well in physics. Yeah, so है ना, to become strong at least 90% level तक पहुंचने के लिए HCV काफी है. वो बाकी 95-100 पहुंचने के लिए थोड़ा you need some more types of questions. तो पहले वो 90% level तो achieve कर लो, है ना. Core understanding of concept should be there, and for that the HCV is enough. So I would say जैसा if you really feel you're not confident at all with laws of motion, then I will say do laws of motion. But like for my suggestion is, if you want a quick fix, अगर तुम्हें लगता है कि थोड़ा तो आता है laws of motion, then I would suggest you start with circular motion, because उसमें anyways laws of motion के concepts cover हो जाएंगे. So start with circular and then work par COM rotational. ठीक है, उसमें laws of motion more or less cover हो जाएगा. Circular का भी if you think you're very confident and you think you don't have that much time to fix mechanics, if you're very desperate, then start with work per energy. उसमें circular आ जाएगा. Each chapter revises the previous chapters. So at least work per energy. Don't skip work per energy. Work per energy, COM rotational करोगे तो भी you will have a very good grasp of mechanics. If you want, which is going on right now, and you want to quickly fix mechanics, do work by energy and COM quickly. हाँ, तो वर्क पर एनर्जी स्टार्ट कर लो, रिवाइज हो जाएगा LOM वगैरह. हाँ, HCV कर लो, COM COM, Jamal is asking, can COM also be start directly from the HRV? Depends. अभी core understanding of work per energy है तो कर लो COM, चलो. That is also not too bad. तुम COM करोगे फिर भी थोड़ा work per energy revise होगा. थोड़ा अगर तुम्हें लगता है you've paid attention in class, start with COM. Is there any need to make short notes for physics? No need. No need. Okay, I mean, see, whatever book you're referring to, do underline and highlight some main concepts. But if you're going to spend a lot of hours writing, there's no need for that. You'll remember most things when you solve sums. Rather than making a list of formulas which are anyways available in any book, I would say you solve questions and highlight questions and maybe make a list of questions you want to revise. That will be a lot better. Solve करते वक्त अगर तुम्हें पता है कि COM के ये questions ये type के हैं, type 1 के हैं, इस concept पे based है ना, तो you can maybe highlight that and say अच्छा इस concept का practice के लिए ये question अच्छा है. Maybe you can make notes like that for your revision. Because what is the point of writing conservation of momentum का formula? Will you forget it ever? You won't. No need to make notes. But make notes for questions. If you're solving a question and you feel these questions are good, these belong to this category, you can do stuff like that. Revision ka socho ab se. Do you want to solve the entire HCB while revision, or you want to solve a handful of questions? So right now itself, when you're solving this, because mechanics तुम्हें बार-बार revise करने का जरूरत पड़ेगा. तो अभी ही mechanics solve करते वक्त, please make a list of good questions for your revision. Okay. So Sahil and Acha, one of you saying while solving questions you can't think what to apply. That's where watch the video solution, see what that guy is saying. है ना, ऐसा हो सकता है पहले के 4-5 क्वेश्चन इन चैप्टर के लिए तुम्हें कुछ आइडिया ही नहीं है क्या हो रहा है. Watch the video solution. Don't sit making your own guesses. You don't know. Watch the solution, learn from that, try to apply in the next question. वो भी नहीं आया, watch the solution, learn from that, try to apply in the next. एक पॉइंट के बाद तो मतलब रिपीट होने लगेगा concepts and you'll be able to solve. Okay, don't give up on the chapter. Don't sit endless hours trying to create theory on your own. Okay, watch the solution, understand, and then go on. One of you saying your notes are complete, you feel yes, HCV good choice, more than enough. I said 90% level. I said all toppers have solved the HCV. Some toppers have only solved the HCV. And one of you, so don't worry about that. It's a good book. Another saying, so before solving HCV, can you revise the class notes once? You can revise it, but dekh lo, I mean, if it's going to take, you decide to fix your HCV now or fix your mechanics now, and it's going to take you 2-3 days to read through those notes, there's no point. I would in fact suggest keep the notes open, like an open book, and start solving sums. And sum solve करते वक्त notes को refer कर लो. थोड़ा ऐसा लग रहा है ये सम मोमेंटम कंजर्वेशन पे, तो थोड़ा खोल के देखो मोमेंटम कंजर्वेशन क्या है. सॉल्व जितना रेलेवेंट थियरी है सब समझ में आएगा while solving sums. ओपन बुक खोल के सम सॉल्व करो. ओके चलो बाय बाय, गुड नाइट. गिव अस टिप हाउ टू रिवाइज द क्लास नोट्स. देखो क्लास नोट्स तुमने क्लास नोट्स तो बहुत सारे होंगे है ना, मेरे ही खुद बहुत सारे. फिर आई सॉ व्हाट यू डिडंट, आई सॉ योर नोट्स इन केमिस्ट्री. माय गुडनेस, दैट वाज स्कैरी फॉर थर्मोडायनेमिक्स, इतना बड़ा है. तो यार तुम नोट्स बार बार पढ़ते जाओगे ना, तो यू विल नॉट, trust me, just reading notes you'll never be able to solve sums in the exam even if you read the notes 100 times. Okay, you have paid attention in class, that's more than enough. You solve sums and keep the notes open for reference. Let the notes be like mainly like a reference book. When you solve sums, the chapter will go deep inside your brain and you will understand how to apply the concepts of the chapter. All right, so rather than always having to revise theory from your notes, I would say you make a list of good questions as you're solving and revise using questions. उसमें जितना भी theory है वो याद हो जाएगा. Try to make a list of questions covering different parts of the theory. in general पूरा theory revise हो जाएगा. ठीक है? When you sit to read notes, you can spend an entire week and still not finish the notes for one chapter or for a set of chapters. Better question solve कर लो, notes याद रहेगा, but notes खुला रख लो. कोई भी question refer to that. Keep referring so that you get rid of your false assumptions. And you check it with the real theory. Okay, chalo, bye.